Hello, first grade friends, and welcome to week 2, lesson 4. We are going to add 2 new letters today, and they are going to be worm line letters, so we will do some writing practice with them. Mama Echo is here, and Baby Echo as well to help with our sound cards for this morning. Okay, we're going to start with Benny Bear, who is a skyline letter. B, bear, b, B, bear, b. B, bear, b, B, bear, b. Our next friend, Fifi Fish, another skyline letter. F, fish, F, fish, F, fish, F, fish. Tiggy Tiger, skyline letter. T, tiger, t, T, tiger, t, T, tiger, t, T, tiger, t. Mimi Mouse, plain line letter. Remember, we go to our dotted line. We don't want to go above that dotted line or our letter M is going to float away into the sky. M, mouse, M, mouse, M, mouse, M, mouse, Nile Noodle, another plain line letter. N, noodle, N, noodle, N, noodle, and noodle, Our vowel, remember all of our red letters are vowels. The I is a plain line letter, and this is Iggy Iguana. I, iguana, I. I, iguana, I. I, iguana, I. I, iguana, I. Our next friend, umbrella, another vowel and another plain line letter. U, umbrella, U, umbrella, U, umbrella, U, umbrella, Next we have Cali Cat, one of our rounded plain line letters. C, cat, k. C, cat, k. C, cat, k. C, cat, k. The octopus, our rounded plain line vowel. O, octopus, O, octopus, O, octopus, O, octopus, Our vowel A, plain line, rounded letter. Andy Apple, A, apple, A, apple, A, apple, A, apple, Our first worm line letter that we learned about, and it's a rounded letter, our letter G for Gertie Goose. G, goose, g. G, goose, g. G, goose, g. G, goose, g. Our skyline letter, letter D for Dudley Duck. Remember our difference in B and D, and in B we have Benny Bear standing nice and tall and his big belly sticking out in front of him. For Dudley Duck we have his body standing nice and tall, and he's shaking those tail feathers behind him as he goes. D, duck, d. D, duck, d. D, duck, d. D, duck, d. Our next friend is Sammy Seal, another plain line letter. And remember, this was our tricky letter. We have to think of when we make him like a snake. We curve up, around, and land on the grass line. S, seal, s. S, seal, s. S, seal, s. S, seal, s. Our final vowel that we learned about, our letter E, plain line letter. Remember, we have our stick. We curve up, around, and down. And this is Edna Elephant. E, elephant, eh. E, elephant, eh. E, elephant, eh. E, elephant, eh. Our letter R for Reggie Rooster, another plain line letter. R, rooster, R, rooster, R, rooster, R, rooster, We have 2 new letters today. These are both going to be worm line letters, and my one letter J got cut off, so I'm going to fix that real quick. There we go. Okay, notice we start at the plain line, but we come all the way down and we hook to get that worm. And this is jumping Jill. J, jump, J. J, jump, J. J, jump, J. J, jump, J. And our final letter for today, another worm line letter. This is Pippa Pig. And again, starts at the plain line, but comes down to get that worm. And we trace up and circle around. So another rounded letter. P, pig, p. P, pig, p. P, pig, p. P, pig, p. All right, let's take a look at our vowel extensions. We have A for apple, so we're going to do A, apple, A. Okay, you try. A, apple, A. Remember our letter A, I think of going to the doctor. A. Okay, E, ed, E. E, ed, E. You try. E, ed, E. And I remember the E like an evil witch. Okay. I, itch, I. I, itch, I. Your turn. I, itch, I. And I think of when something's smelly, we say, ew. Okay. O, octopus, ah. O, octopus, ah. Your turn. O, octopus, ah. Remember, like an opera singer, ah, and my mouth makes the O. And our last vowel is U, up, U, up, Your turn. U, up, Think about putting that umbrella up, up. Okay, I want to try to skywrite just our two new letters, our J and our P, that are worm line letters. Let's see if Mrs. Robbins can do this right without them being backwards. So for the J, I'm going to start at the plain line. I'm going to go straight down past the grass line and hook to get that worm and dot at the top. Let's try that with Baby Echo. Start at the plain line. Down past the grass line, I'm going to hook to get that worm and dot at the top. Okay, the letter P, we're going to start again at the plain line. Down past the grass line, all the way down to get that worm, trace back up to the plain line, and we're going to circle around so he sits on the grass line. Let's try that again. Start at the plain line, down past the grass line, go get that worm, trace back all the way up to the plain line, circle around, and sit on the grass line. Okay, for our writing today, well, Mama Echo stole my marker. She was going to do some writing for us. Let's do all of our skyline letters. So I'm going to move my camera so you won't see me, but you'll see the board. So we have had, my goodness, we have a lot of letters now. We almost have all of our letters. We have B. Remember, these start at the skyline all the way to the grass, go back up, and trace around. There's Benny Bear's belly sticking out nice and big. Okay, the next skyline letter we learned was F. Remember, hook up like a candy cane down to the grass line, cross over. T, remember, looks like our cross. Start at the skyline down to the grass line, cross over at the plain line. Okay, trying to go in order that we learned them. Then we had our letter D. Remember, D is Dudley Duck, and he's waving his tail feather behind him. So I'm going to start with my line at the plain line, trace back up, and his tail feather is wagging behind. Okay, those are all of our skyline letters. Now we're going to take a look at our plain line letters without the rounded edges. So we have M, N, I. Notice none of them are going above that dotted line or they're going to float away. We had U, see, did I miss any? And R. Straight line down, trace up, hook at the top. Okay, now our rounded plain line letters, then I'll go back over here and do our worm line. Okay, our rounded plain line letters. We had O. So remember, for O, we just start at the plain line, circle around to the grass line, come up and close it. Oh, I forgot our letter C. We'll do C next. C looks a lot like the O. We start, hook up to the plain line, down to the grass line. We just don't close it. The only difference is the O is closed and the C is not. Okay? Then we have the letter A. So remember, again, it's kind of like a C, but we're going to come back up and give them the kickstand. All right, then we had our letter E. Remember, straight line? And we curve up to the plain line and circle around. A lot like a letter C again, we just have this line in the middle here. If I take that line away, it looks the same as the letter C. We just close it to make it our E. Okay, let's see. Did Mrs. Robbins get them all? Oh, let's do S. This is a very curvy. And I think we got them all. Now let's do our worm line letters. I'm going to come up here, okay? So we had our G. Remember, G would be considered a rounded letter. It looks a lot like the A and O, but when we get up here, instead of just giving them a kickstand, I go all the way down and I get that worm. All right, and our two new letters, J and P. So J, we're just going to start right here at the plain line. Going to come all the way down to the worm line, hook, and a dot at the top. And the letter P, straight line all the way down to the worm line. And then we're going to trace back up and circle around from the plain line to the grass line. Here are the letters I would like for you to practice today. Tomorrow we are going to have some fun. I am going to say some sounds and I want you to try and guess the letter. Okay, I know it's a lot of letters to practice, but maybe if you take a look at this, how I broke them up with our skyline, our plain line, our rounded plain line, and our worm line. These two, if you want to put them on the same line, that's fine because they're both plain line letters. Okay, hopefully that wasn't too much. You guys are almost through the entire alphabet and then we'll be ready to start making our words. So I hope you have a great day learning and I will see you back here tomorrow.